Hey guys, this is the second instructional video of the week. Should be on Wednesday. And again, I'm combining 7th and 8th grade. 8th graders for you, I'm on page 122 in your book. And 7th graders, I'm on page 134. So if you need to pause me long enough to get your book and get to those pages. All right, guys, this video today is on comparing with adverbs. Hopefully, as I start going over this material and as you read it and work with it in your book, you will remember that you have learned this previously in the last chapter with adjectives, because it is done basically the same way. So when we are comparing with adjectives, if you look, 7th graders, the brown chart, 8th graders, it's a blue chart, you will see that as with adjectives, there are 3 degrees of comparison. There's the positive degree, in which there is no comparison at all. There's the comparative degree, in which two people, places, things, whatever it is, are being compared. And there's the superlative degree, which means 3 or more things are being compared. And so depending on the sentence you're writing or the sentence that you are looking at in an exercise, you have to look at that sentence and see if there's any comparison at all, and if so, is it 2 things or people or places, or is it more than that? And then once you determine that, you have to determine, and remember this relates to adverbs this time, not adjectives. You have to determine what you're going to do to that word so that it will be correct. So if you look at the chart, let's just take the word fast. This is one that's in the 7th grade book. If I just say John runs fast, that would be correct, because I'm not comparing him with anyone else. I'm just making a statement. He runs fast. So that would be the positive degree. Remember, fast here is answering an adverb question. He runs how? Fast. Okay? Could fast also be an adjective? Yes, but not in that sentence. If I say John was a fast runner, now it's an adjective because it's describing a noun. But if it comes after the verb, after an action verb, then that turns it into an adverb. Remember the definition I give you of an adverb. It adds to the verb. He runs how? Fast. Okay, now let's say I want to put 2 people in this sentence, John and Eli. And I want to say John is a better runner than Eli. So now I'm going to say John runs faster than Eli. Notice I've added the suffix er. That is what we do in the comparative degree. Okay, now if it happens to be one of those adverbs that has more syllables than that, fast only has 1 syllable. Some adverbs you would need to add the word more to rather than er. This is the same thing we did with adjectives, okay? But fast, we're going to do er. John runs faster than Eli. But suppose I wanted to compare John with more than one person. I wanted to compare him with what's going on a whole team of people, of runners. And that's going to put us in the superlative degree, and that's going to mean we need the est suffix. John is the fastest, well, no, can't do it that way. John runs fastest, or the fastest of any other members on the team. Okay, so now we're assuming there's 3 or more people on that team. Okay, so we're either doing ER, and this is for comparative degree. We're either adding the suffix ER or we're adding the word more. We cannot do both. As with adjectives, that's called a double comparison. So you can't do both. We can't say John is more faster than Eli, or John runs more faster than Eli. Okay, we have to have an action verb, remember, for it to be an adverb. John runs more faster than Eli. Hopefully you'd be able to tell by listening that that's incorrect. And in the superlative degree, we're either going to add the suffix est or we're going to add the word most, but we can't do both. Okay? We would not say John runs most fastest of any other members on his team. And again, I think you can hear that that would be incorrect. If you have an adverb, now remember that many adverbs end in ly. So I'll flip over to the 8th grade book, and one of the adverbs that it gives you is quickly. Okay? If you have an adverb that has ly on it, it already has a suffix on it. So it stands to reason, it's just kind of common sense that you're not going to put another suffix, er or est, on it because it already has a suffix. If we did, we would end up with quickly or quickly est. And I hope you know that those are not words. So if it's an adverb that ends in ly, and many adverbs do, then you're going to need to add either the word more or the word most, depending on how many people, places, things are being compared in the sentence. And so if there are 2 items or people being compared, and the adverb already ends in ly, then you're going to add the word more. If it's 3 or more people, places, things, etc. that are being compared, and the adverb already ends in ly, then you're going to add the word more. Okay? So that's basically the rules for doing comparisons with adverbs. 3 different degrees: positive, comparative, superlative. Nothing being compared with positive. 2 things or people or places with comparative. 3 or more for superlative. If the adverb does not end in ly, then you're probably going to be adding er. If it's in the comparative, adding est in the superlative. If it ends in ly, if it's one of those adverbs that ends in ly, then you're going to be adding the word more in the comparative degree and most in superlative. Now, your book does tell you 7th graders at the bottom of that chart, 8th graders, it's in the 2nd chart on that page for you. You will see that there are some irregular adverbs. Remember way back when we began with verbs, we had irregular verbs, and you took a whole lot of pop tests on them, the parts of them. Well, we also have irregular adverbs. They give you 2 examples, well and badly. So as we move through well, we don't go to well, weller, and wellest. We go to well, better, and best. Nor do we, badly is the other, we don't do badlier and badliest, but we go from badly to worse to worst in the respective degrees. So bear in mind there are some irregular adverbs. Be careful that you don't add the word and the suffix. Again, that's called a double comparison. Also, don't do double negatives such as they can't hardly win. It would rather be they can hardly win because you're saying they cannot hardly. So don't do double negatives when doing the comparison with adverbs. All right, I think that's going to wrap up for today. What I'll be doing this week, as I told you in the earlier video, is I'll be sending you worksheets, emailing you worksheets. They'll come to you and or your parent, whoever's email is on file. So I'll be emailing worksheets, 7th grade. That'll be the same thing as you had happen last week, but 8th graders, this will be new for you. So rather than finding exercises in your book, I will be emailing you some worksheets that relate to what we talked about in the video Monday and then what we talked about today in this video. All right, guys, doing a great job. Have a good rest of the week.